Thank you.
Cyborg told me yesterday that you have sparred with her in the past. How was that experience? And when did that happen?
It was about 3 years ago that Cyborg invited me to come down and train with her, and I got to her gym, and she said hello and was very nice, and then handed me some 4-ounce gloves, and we walked inside the cage, which is quite the way to start, a training session at a new place. But it was a good experience. It definitely validated all my efforts to become a respected martial artist at the time. To be invited by the #1 woman in the world was huge. And so it did great things for my confidence, and it led to us being right here, right now, today. Because in order to get this fight, I showed Sean Shelby a picture of us sparring from that day. And I don't know if he was positive he was going to give me the fight until he saw that picture, and it really clinched the deal. So, it's a good reason to be nice to people a long time ago. We're both winning out of it. She gets her first fight in the UFC because nobody else was going to take it, and then I get to fight here in this.
How was that experience? Did you take anything from that day in your preparation for this fight?
You know what it does for me is it lets me know that I'm not going to be scared, because that's always a wonder, especially after a layoff. And not that I've had a layoff, but after a layoff, sometimes I've wondered, am I still going to like it? When I go inside the cage, how's it going to feel to get hit? Or is it going to be different when I get hit by this person? And so that's always the biggest question that I have inside my mind as far as how is this fight going to go? But I've already been hit by this woman, and I know that it didn't crumble me, and I know that it didn't make me scared or turn around and run away. And so that gives me a lot more confidence, I feel like, than any of the other opponents that she's had.
Does it bother you that most of the fans don't give you a chance against her?
You know what? After I win, they're all going to be my biggest fans, and so I don't mind. A fan, they're supposed to be emotional and care, and that's why we love them, is because they do care and they are emotional. And so no, it doesn't bother me. Now my teammates, if any of them were saying anything, yeah, we'd be talking about something. My family members, yeah, but if it's people that I don't know, I'm just glad that they've been following along and that they've been giving attention to the sport, and I look forward to earning their appreciation.
You're fighting at 140. What does that means for you in the 135 rankings?
Fighting at 140?
Yeah, you're fighting outside of your division. What does it mean? A win means for you?
I've been able to eat so much food. Oh, it's been lovely. I've been eating a lot. I still have a weight cut because I know that Cyborg she's large, and so I wanted to make sure that I had more weight, so that even though I'm going to do the weight cut, then I'll be able to rehydrate and come right back up to a high level. It means that I've been able to learn and absorb and remember more from day to day than I have ever been able to before. These have been some of the best training camps that I've ever had, because I'm not hungry and I remember everything, and I'm not pissing off my coaches by making them go over the same lessons that we had to go over a million times. So that's been a really nice thing. Fighting at 140, I guess to sum it up, means that I'm coming in stronger and more mentally aware, and no injuries because I have a little bit of extra padding.
Do you think that a win over Cyborg could get you a title shot?
Yeah, I'm sure that it would put me right there in the running for a title shot. I would not fight Miesha Tate for the title because she's the one who made the phone calls to get me into the UFC, and I know that because Sean Shelby told me. He said if it was not for her, you wouldn't be in the UFC. So I wouldn't fight her, and I feel like she's going to have the title for a long time. But I feel like this is going to put me right up there in the top echelon, and then I'm going to have a lot of choices from there.
Do you think that the fact that you are the only fighter that accepted this fight against Cyborg in Brazil already puts you in a great position with the UFC?
I hope so. I definitely hope so. I've been very eager to take whatever fights have been offered to me. I took my last fight on 6 weeks' notice to Australia. I like doing the international fights. I mean, I've done a couple things that maybe the UFC isn't so fond of, like talking about the Fighters Association and things like that. And so hopefully this will even everything out, and this will put me right up there at the top of the people that they're looking favorably on. But it's probably not going to stop me from talking about anything that maybe isn't favorable. Like, I've told anyone who asks me exactly how much money I'm making and what my contracts are, and I know that's not the favorite thing, but there's some things that I just feel like shouldn't be hidden, and so I talk about those. But I definitely hope that being the person who stepped up to this fight and made it happen for the UFC, for Cyborg, for the fans, that'll put me maybe above some reproach.
Do you think that this recent situation between Conor and the UFC shows is a proof that a fighters association is necessary in the sport?
Well, so I do think that everything that Conor has done for the fighters has been great. The same thing like how Ronda Rousey did wonderful things for the women. Like, the fact that Nate Diaz is now getting paid way more than he was before, that's wonderful. And I know that that's because of Conor McGregor. He knows how to play the game. He's got a great mouth, and he knows how to work it, and that's great. I definitely feel like even before the Conor McGregor thing, like, there are definitely reasons that we need a fighters association. The percentage of money getting paid to the fighters, the fighters they have a very, very short period of time where they actually can fight, and they're risking their lives during the time that they're fighting. They're risking the physical ability to do things in the future after that, and so I feel like their compensation should reflect the risk as well as the revenue that they're generating. But it didn't start for me with Conor McGregor. I've been feeling like this for a long time, and I know that all the other fighters have too, actually. It's just that nobody wants to get on the bad side of the UFC, so I guess I'm lucky that I have this fight and this platform right now to be able to talk about it.
Just one last question. I saw your blue dress. I saw on your Twitter that you asked fans to pick your dress. Is this the winner one?
Yes, this is the dress that the fans went for. I got like 207 comments on that, so I guess anytime I got fashion questions, I'll just be asking the internet.
Did you count each comment to see which is the winner?
No. I'll be honest. The internet responses did count for a lot, but I asked a good friend of mine here, Mariana Andre, and she went with the blue. She said that it's a color of protection and that it looked the nicest. So I already had a favorite in my head when I put all that stuff up.
Thank you. Good luck Saturday.
Thank you.